very conversant about. And joining us to have this conversation is Christian Jr. He is the CEO of Rix Limited, a global digital agency. It's very, very, very good to have you on with us this evening, Christian.
Thank you very much for having me.
You know,
It's to be here.
when we talk about digital security, I kind of get excited, cybersecurity. I'm not in that space. I probably would not go into that space because anything tech is not.
It's not for the faint heart.
It's not. It's not. But it's actually very fascinating what it is that you do. And let me just start with this. Now, given the significant internet penetration and the large population of digital natives in Nigeria, what opportunities and challenges do you see for businesses in leveraging the digital landscape for success?
Well, I think you've kind of said it, like the penetration of internet, mobile devices and digital platforms and tools is created so many business opportunities. For example, as a small business owner based in Lagos or Port Harcourt, I can actually create services and export these services to the rest of the world from my living room by using a mobile phone and a hotspot. I'm able to deliver services. But you talk about tech and IT. Nowadays, a lot of Nigerians are involved in tech. Every business has elements of tech infused into it. So by being in my little room in Lagos or in Port Harcourt, I'm able to create services and products and export this to the rest of the world. Now you have many Nigerians working for US companies, European companies from the comfort of their homes because they have internet-enabled devices. I think it's created a lot of opportunities. It's made the world a lot smaller. When you think from the perspective of small businesses. However, these same opportunities have created a hotbed for bad players. So if you put 100 people in a room, chances are not all of these 100 people are good people. It's the same thing on the internet. So as you have all of these people connected online, there are many bad players there. So in Nigeria is a very peculiar situation or circumstance that the threats that we face here is a lot more than what we would expect in other regions of the world. So things like the phishing scams, the BEC scams,
a lot of things going on.
There are quite a lot going on in that space. So,
All right.
we've had a lot of instances of successful cyber attacks in Nigeria. The thing with Nigeria is there is no regulation, there is no government regulation that requires businesses that have been victims of cyber attacks to actually tell the customers that they've been victims of cyber attack. So therefore, a lot of companies in Nigeria hide the fact that they've fallen victims to these attacks. But but there are many things people can put in place. When we investigate the successful cyber attacks in Nigeria, for instance, we realize that a huge number, 90 to 95% of it, are as a result of human error. So just think about it. If I tell you a lot of people die in Nigeria as a result of one particular thing, then you realize that when you fix that thing, you can cut off 90 to 95% of successful cyber attacks. So if a lot of Nigerian businesses, the government agencies, and even the federal and state governments invest a lot in human capital development, educating people about the threats that are out there and how they can safeguard themselves, and do these training programs or educative programs regularly, not train your staff once in 3-5 years and you say, okay, they're good to go. You've got to do this.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why a lot of organizations here. So you've got to do this consistently, the human capital education aspect of it. And finally, what organizations do is organizations have IT departments, especially in Nigeria. So the IT department designs the overall enterprise architecture, they build it for them, and then they create the security policies and train the staff internally and manage these policies. There's a huge problem with that because the IT department or the IT manager, they're the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Okay.
So if they miss something in the architectural design, for example, from a security perspective, it means that whole problem is overlooked throughout the infrastructure. Therefore, they need to get in external auditors, not to come and police the IT department, but to complement what the IT people have done in case they've missed something. A third eye would spot it. It's easier to criticize somebody's work, somebody else's work, than it is to do yours.
True.
Yeah.
I have actually heard that said. And talking about these training that you are looking to do, can you just provide some insights into the program, digital risk management program? How does it empower this senior leadership of companies, organizations, and what specific areas of cybersecurity does it even address? Okay,
so when you look at cybersecurity, it's supposed to be a holistic approach. So organizations should employ a holistic approach to it. So it comes from the top, it filters from the top to the bottom. When we talk about cybersecurity now, if I put 5 or 10 CEOs here, they will tell you that's the problem of my IT manager, that's the problem of the tech team, but it's actually not. you realize that the IT managers already know a lot of these things, and the people that the criminals target more are the senior management team that are not tech savvy, or the administrator, or the finance person, or the CFO. Therefore, what we're trying to do now is make it a holistic organizational problem.
Everybody
be aware of it. So we're saying if the senior leadership set the tone, and they make cybersecurity awareness and education a culture of the organization, chances are that organization will remain a lot more secure. So our program basically targeting these senior CEOs, CFOs, CTOs, and senior management team is basically we're trying to create a culture, let them know what the current and emerging cyber threats are. We bring practical case studies from Nigerian institutions, from UK, American institutions, and actually emphasize the point that it's not a Nigerian problem, it's a global problem. In fact, some people have even bigger problems than we do currently, but they've created policies to deal with it. And the most important aspect of our session is to expose these leaders to actual risk management frameworks and risk management regimes, and help them create these policies and policy documents also to address whatever vulnerabilities and issues that they find.
All right, so can you give us further details about what the seminar is going to be about in terms of venue, date, and time?
Okay, thank you very much.
Very, very important.
So it's the Digital Risk Management Program. It holds at the Radisson Hotel in Victoria Island. It's on the 27th of September. It is a full day program. It's a comprehensive program. So we work from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 p.m. We work with these executives and work through practical workshops, case studies, cybersecurity case studies, and basically start showing them what they need to go back and implement in their organizations.
Sorry, talking about the Radisson, where exactly in VI is Radisson? So for those who might not be aware of where it is.
Okay, the Radisson Hotel is Ozumba Mbadiwe, off Ozumba Mbadiwe. And most importantly, if you want to find out more information, simply visit our website. It's rhics.io. That's rhics.io. You would find all the information you want.
Could you take that again?
That's rhics.io, rhics.io. That's our website, and you'll find all www.rhics.io.
All right.
And you'll find all the information.
Okay,
there.
so in about 30 seconds or less. Now, are there any notable success stories or best practices in cybersecurity and digital risk management from Nigeria or even similar regions that you can share as quick examples of effective approaches?
Good. A few things. For example, some Nigerian banks used to. I think. Can I mention their names?
Let's keep their names
Okay.
on their wraps.
Some Nigerian banks actually they do quite well with educating their customers. I usually get emails to say we would never ask you for this, we would never ask you for that. I wish a lot more organizations than banks employ the same processes. So that's been very good from some Nigerian banks. The CBN also implemented a regulatory policy due to interbank exchange frauds, and they made banks have to comply with certain things in place. So some banks have done well, but I think that the main thing is regulation. For example, you have GDPR in Europe, the Comprehensive Data Protection Policy, and if we create something like that in Nigeria that compels organizations, that holds them responsible, then you'd find that businesses will be more safe.